Hi, everyone. Welcome today to Aquatic Park Senior Center as part of our series of 7 weeks. And next week, September 1st, will be probably our last one at this particular time, which is 12:45 Pacific time. All right, so thanks for coming in, and we will start. We are doing T'ai Chi Chih, 19 movements in one pose, but we proceed it with some Qigong practice and also some breathing. So I'm going to start with the breathing. If you have a stool, please get to it, or a chair. Lengthen through your spine. Have your sits bones, which are right underneath there, underneath your butt, those prongs there, and have them on the edge of your stool or chair so that you are not releasing your back too far back. You want to really be bracing your back through your own sense of the spine. So that means the back of the head here at the skull and the tailbone are connected in one long line. So that's cervical, the neck, thoracic, the chest area, and lumbar, the lower spine. But there's a connection, an invisible thread that starts above the crown here that we call the silver thread, and it extends in a line all the way through that spine down to that point. And that maintains your posture so that if you were thinking of me seated here on the side, it looks like this rather than dropping back like that. You want to feel this long line all the way down to your tailbone. Okay, and we're going to begin with some basic breathing today. So I'll just use your right hand and my right hand. I won't mirror this. You're going to bring your right hand to your belly, your left hand to your chest. You're going to inhale abdomen through the nostrils. It'll expand the belly. Rib cage, it'll expand the ribs. Upper chest, and the collarbones are here. You're going to raise the collarbones with that breath. And now you're going to exhale down. And let's do it together now. Inhale. 3-part breath from yoga. It's called the Dirga Swasam breath. Exhale down. 2 more. You can add that in with some Qigong by bringing the arms out here, inhaling. And this is a typical yoga move that we often do seated. Bring the hands into prayer and exhale down through 3 Dan Tians, or energy centers, which are, as we go through them, inhale, expand the head. That's number 3. Number 2 is the heart and lungs here. And number 1 is this area here of the abdomen where you've just exhaled towards your lower spine. So I'll do that from the side here so that you can do it with me and see. Inhale, expand the belly. Rib cage, upper chest. Exhale, slowly come down in prayer. And notice how effectively this is with the spine. It's not changing into a curved spine. It's staying pretty straight. Inhale again. And I'll turn back to center and exhale down. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. And exhale down slowly. Good. So remember, I'm not mirroring you here, so I'm going to bring my right hand over here towards my left thigh. Release my left arm up. Lengthen through the rib cage here, and then turn slowly, abdomen, rib cage, upper chest, to look over to the wall behind me. That's a spinal twist from yoga. Inhale back to center. And now we'll take it to the other side. I've got my arms in a T. You can try that. That works really beautifully. Bring your left hand outside the right thigh and bring your right arm behind, like you're going to say to someone behind you in a theater, "How are you doing?" Using a spinal twist, abdomen, ribcage, upper chest. When you twist, you exhale. When you come back to center and make sure that you're still lengthened, you inhale. Let's do that a couple more times. Your theater's spinal twist. Come back to center on the inhale and twist to the other side. Beautiful. All right. Let's tap down a little bit with your balls of your feet. Like you're running, only you're just tapping the front part of your foot. And now the heels, just hold on to the stool here. You've got a straight back still and just bounce the heels a little bit. So those three parts of the foot are really important. You have the heel, the middle of the foot here, which is more of a arch here, and the front of the foot. So when we're doing our weight shift, which we're going to do in a minute with yogi or Tai Chi Walk, you're going to move heel, middle of the foot, which we call the bubbling spring area, this rounded part. And then the front area, you'll move heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot. And on the other side, of course, it looks the same. You've got your heel, you'll drop that first, then the middle of the foot, then the front of the foot as we walk. We're going to do the Buddhist walking meditation. We'll come back to the stool in a second here. Okay, so coming over here to the, this is the right side of your room with me. And we're going to drop down, shift over towards the wall here, and then drop your left heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot. Now let the other foot begin to come forward. The energy's into this front leg right now. And that allows the yin leg to come forward and then become yang. And just walk a few times here. And last one. Good. That's called the Buddhist walking meditation. It's also called the Tai Chi Walk. So let's ground first by inhaling and sinking down a little bit, bending the knees only slightly. We don't allow the knee to go beyond the big toe, which we call the great toe. You're going to shift this way towards me and release your opposite heel. Lengthen through the spine. Clasp your hands behind you and walk. Heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot. Lift off. Other leg. When you lift off, feel an inhale there and an exhale as that heel comes down, slowly sending the energy to the front of the foot. And one more. Okay, so that's a very good exercise to warm up your feet. The Tai Chi Walk starts with the heel, moves through the middle of the foot, which we call the bubbling spring, and then moves to the front of the foot. So it's a fun thing. All right, let's come back to our seated practice for a second here more. We're going to do some seated Qigong. So Qigong just simply means that we are stretching, we're connecting slowly with circularity, with continuity to the whole body as we begin to feel more from within and not move so fast like we do in aerobic exercise. All right, so let's feel this first move here. Triple burner. Inhale here. Exhale down slowly. Continue on your own pace. And slowly moving down. And one more of triple burner here. And ground it on the thighs here. Okay, to be continued. Let's do that again. Feel the expansion and feel this slow contraction down of triple burner. You're coming through 3 energy centers, the head, the heart and lungs, and then the abdomen. And this slow breathing that you're doing is causing expansion in the body, in the rib cage, in the lungs, and contraction. And as you contract that exhale, the belly moves in. But we keep the spine long. Beautiful. All right, our next one is up here, starting here. Inhale first, This is going to be Buddha picks up the earth. So exhaling down on the slow circle here, and then inhaling through the center body or central meridian, and then turning the palms over to exhale as you push the world up into the air. Buddha picks up the earth. Just feel your own breath. Begin to move slowly with this circle. Begin to feel it from the inside out. Rather than like it's a performance, it's for you and me to really feel the slowness, continuity, circularity, and the essence of Qigong. Now begin to add on this last one, your eyes. So as you come up here, inhale. And as you push the world up into the sky, see it go. Beautiful. All right, next we will just ground right here with our hands on our thighs. And we're going to pick up a feather over here on the inhale between the finger and the thumb, and exhale down, flattening the palm as the palm, almost like a paintbrush, comes down the wall. And then the other side, inhale. Let the ribs lengthen through this whole area here as you lift up that hand and the ribs open. Feel everything beginning to move together. The eyes, the movement of the thumb and finger, the ribs, and the breath. Keep changing sides. See if you're breathing through the nostrils, the mouth, and the belly. Just feel it. Coming back to center, resting your palms on your thighs. Coming into our next move, the accordion, we're expanding the ribs. Slowly and then contracting them equally slowly. By now, the tongue begins to come to the upper palate if your nostrils are open. And you can feel it both places, in the throat and in the nostrils and in the belly. That's the third place. The jaw's released, the tongue is on the upper palate, and that's what causes that amazing feeling of connection to the breath. What we call the expansion and the contraction. Feeling the contraction all the way back to your Ming Men here. As the belly comes in. Beautiful. Let's tap it out. It's a little hard to do this seated, so we'll let ourselves come up standing in a second here. But you can continue to move and tap yourself if you like. I'm going to move my stool over here. Okay, now we will do that standing. All right, so we're going to tap down the body, inside the legs, outside the legs, the belly, the chest, down one arm, probably your right here, up it, across, and now down your left arm, and up. And we're going to shake it out from the feet all the way up. Let everything go. Feel a wiggle in your feet and your calves and your thighs and your buttocks and your upper body and your hands and your arms. Yeah, good. Okay. Now let's bring our hands to the inside of the shoulders, and we'll inhale and exhale. For our shoulder rolls, we're warming up these joints. And then go the opposite direction. Inhale, up, back, forward, and down. And now let's go the other way. I love to do the other way more because I'm opening my chest when I do this. The shoulder blades are rolling down the back on the exhale. Opening up the whole front body. Good. Let's let that go. And now we'll come to the head, bringing the chin to the chest and bringing your right ear over here towards that shoulder and around. And you can clasp the hands behind you to keep the shoulders down. Or if you are uncomfortable with this, you can also lift the shoulders and use it as a backdrop. So 3 of those that way. Then with the chin towards the chest, we'll go the opposite way, towards your left and around. Left ear to left shoulder and around 3 times. It's funny how you can sometimes hear or feel crackling there. So that's where they suggest you can bring the shoulders up and do this like this. And that gives you a backdrop. So for people with injuries in the neck, that's very helpful to learn how to do this. Arms out in a T. Inhaling and rolling forward slowly with the elbows kind of rounded so that they're not really locking like that, but they're connecting into this idea of all the joints being free and relaxed. And go the opposite direction. Going back like you're swimming on your back. Good. Now we're going to bring the feet out in rider on horse position, which is a V here, like that. And you're going to drop down with your knees just a little bit and come forward to the side, back to the side, doing hip circles. And make sure that the spine is long on this. You don't want to hurt the connection there between your buttocks and your lower back. So keep the spine long. Good, let's go the opposite direction. Forward this way. 4 points. Forward, side, back, side. Good, bring the knees together and the feet will sink from the hips down. So bring your thumbs to your hip bones and fold forward from the hips here. And then take hold of the knees and just come around in little circles. To your right, forward, left, back. And that's for the ligaments that basically hold these knees and help these knees move. Good, and now you're going to go the opposite way. So we went that way, we're going to go this way, towards your left and around. 4 times. And then we'll straighten the knees, come down, touch our ankles if that's possible. And if you really have folded forward from your hips, you also can just drape the fingers there and maybe touch your toes because you're out from the body by having folded forward from the hips and then rounded the back. Now open the arms and come back up, open the legs. And we're going to do the fountain. So inhale here. Bring the backs of the palms together, fold forward from the hips, flat back. Release now as you come down. And now open the palms after you come back up. And let the water of the fountain go. Aha! And then with the backs of the palms together again, folding forward, releasing. And inhaling, perhaps leaving the backs of the palms together still and opening when you get to the top. Aho! Aho! And one more, exhaling down. And we'll come back up again, inhale. And just take in a deep breath and let it sigh out. Good. Now we'll do our movement here, which is a very slow spinal twist. We'll turn it into knocking at the gates in a moment, but let's just do it easy here first. Just touching your back buttocks and then bringing it up to touch your kidney area and back. And then the front body right here at the heart and lungs area. And then after that, we'll do something else. Okay, now we're going to do it a little bit more aerobically. Ready? Knocking at the gates. Let the back heel go so that you keep your knee, your hip, and your ankle together. And now we're just tapping the buttocks. Beautiful. Now bring it up to the kidney area and back. That area that's a little bit still low spine, but a little bit above the waist. And then bringing it up a little bit higher to the heart and lungs points. And still letting the back heel go so that you're doing a spinal twist and all this. All right, and stop. Shake it out all the way up. And let's try our Buddhist walking meditation again. Okay, so dropping down, this time we'll do it forward and back. You're going to shift over to your left, release your right heel, bring your hands behind you, and then feel the heel of the foot drop first, middle of the foot, front of the foot. Then once you fully are engaged here with this leg and it's slightly bent, then bring the other leg forward, the in leg, heel, middle of the foot, front. And continue. Beautiful. Let's go back. Ball of the foot, middle of the foot, heel. Ball, middle, heel. Ball, middle, heel. Ball, middle, heel. That really gives you a good warm up for those feet. Let's do a final triple burner here on the inhale and exhale. And then we're going to do picking up a feather, letting it go, standing. Picking up a feather, letting it go. Letting that heel go and back. Watch the palm go as it flattens out like you're painting that wall. Breathing in, breathing out. Watch it go. Connect the movement with the eyes and the breath. Beautiful. And let's do a final tapping down. All the way down front body. Release down the middle of the legs, out of the legs, outer legs, buttocks, tummy, chest, down the arms, up the arms, across, and let it all go. Now we're ready, I think, for Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements and one pose, which is under the umbrella of Qigong. Rocking motion. Don't forget your figure eights, which figure prominently all the way through this practice. There's one right there. That's the bottom of the eight. Here's the top of the eight. Because the wrists are turning with palms, which are relaxed now. The legong points, which are the centers of the palms, which seem to move with the exhale towards the earth. And turn and then inhale towards the sky. Connected through the figure eight. And meanwhile, you're moving forward On your inhale, towards the balls of the feet, and your exhale towards the heels. And in the center, there's a little bit of a dip. The sinking and rising, a prominent aspect of Qigong practice. Here's the rising. It's subtle. Here's the sinking in the middle as your knees bend a little. And here's the rising at the end when you straighten those knees a little bit. Rocking motion can be done any multiple of 9. So I'll go beyond 9 here a bit until it's enough. Last one. Sinking it into the earth on your exhale. Let's double ground it. Inhale up towards the sky, turn the palms over and exhale towards the ground. Feel the belly come in towards the Mingmen. Rest on globes of energy right opposite the center of your low dantian, which is 2 inches below the navel and 1 inch inside the body. It's very internal. And our next movement is bird flaps its wings. So bringing your feet into a V and inhaling here with your palms, sink down, releasing your knees and your heels. The heels come up, but you're sinking towards the front of the feet. 3 times. And on the third one, you do a wrist circle forward. Just 1. And inhale back to lengthen. 2 more cycles of bird flaps its wings. Notice how we're already beginning to get into a moving meditation with no place to go and just to be a bird. We're very slow birds today. Inhale. And 1 more set. Feeling slowness, continuity, circularity, and moving from the center. The essence of Qigong. And Tai Chi Chih. Inhale back. Bring the inhale towards the heart and exhale down towards the ground, resting right here on globes of energy. And preparing for a forward back weight shift, let's do a couple of side to side shifts first. Shifting towards the left and then the right. Good. And once you've done that, you've felt the full shift into this knee here. That's more bent than the other knee. This is your yin leg back here. This yin leg doesn't have as much weight in it. You bring it forward around the platter on your right side. Sorry, on your left side, my right side. I'm mirroring you. Feel the glide through the center and the glide back through the full foot. The front toe will then lift on the opposite side. But feel that shift into the right leg. And then the toe comes up on the left side. We'll do each side 9 times. So you end up doing about 100 weight shifts in this practice, which is very good for your balance, for your breath, and for the connection to the both hemispheres of the brain. Inhaling into your left nostril, perhaps more prominently now, and then your right nostril when you're over here. And 1 more. The body just automatically does that. And come back and sink it into the earth. Shift towards your left and release your right. Around the platter is a circular movement in chest-high water. Begin to inhale towards me and exhale back. 2 more. Around the platter, right side. Beautiful. Bring that foot in and double ground it. We've finished around the platter and we're moving on to around the platter variation next. You've brought your legs back into rider on horse position. There's a small horse between your legs. And now you're going to shift over to the right to bring the left heel forward, and it'll come right forward from this hip. The back foot will be in a 45-degree angle to the front. And here we go, around the platter variation, picking up that ball by the left shoulder, carrying it around, dropping it center, and exhaling into the back foot, which is on your right. Now let's see how much softer we can make this drop here that takes the energy to the back foot. Beautiful, nice feeling. Inhaling forward, feel the glide through the center and then the release of that front toe and the front foot. And now the release of the back heel in the back foot. But in the center, we're gliding with feet on the ground. And one more on this left side. Beautiful. Bring that foot in. Let's ground it singly between sides here. So we finished the left. Now we're going to shift our energy over here to this left foot, and we're going to bring our right foot forward. So that prepares this yin leg to come forward just lightly on the heel here. But the real weight is into this yang leg back here, which is slightly bent at the knee. Here we go, around the platter variation. I think we've finally begun to collaborate in ways that we get a nice, slow practice here, which is what we really want. Inhaling here, exhaling in the center, and bringing that exhale back to the back foot. See if we can keep our shoulders down from lifting up. So that will enable us to breathe more fully, expand the lungs, and use the diaphragm. One more here on your right side. Beautiful. Inhale and sink it into the ground. Double ground it. Coming to the low dantian, and then inhaling to the middle dantian, your heart and lungs area, without lifting the shoulders if possible, and then sinking it down. And we're preparing for our next move, which will be bass drum, shifting to the right to bring the left foot forward. The drum will be as wide as it wants to be for you so that you can still feel the leg going points and the energy there. I like it outside my breasts, but many men like it here. So I will leave that up to whoever's watching. Inhaling forward towards me, exhaling back to the wall behind you. You'll feel the glide more fully if you really feel the length of this. How one leg bends and back, for example, and the front leg straightens without locking. And the other leg straightens and the front leg bends. You want to feel that yang leg both in back and in front, and the yin leg in both back and front, depending on what the predominant leg is in front. And the drum, the energy between those palms, the Legong points, feel that too. So here's your beautiful inhale as you come forward. And here's your beautiful exhale as you go back. And last one on your left of bass drum. We do 9 on each side. So we bring that foot back, ground it through the earth. Inhale, feet are in a V here. Sink it down. And they cease being in the V when you come into your next weight shift forward and back. All right, so we're going to bring the weight over here to the left foot. And that brings the whole body over here. And you release your right foot. The back foot's in a 45-degree angle on the left side now. And the front energy will come right from this hip all the way down through the knee and the ankle. Bass drum. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. And when you move this slowly, it really does feel like you're moving as if in a dream. So yes, almost like sleepwalking. And that relaxes the body, bringing the heart rate down, blood pressure down, and focusing the mind, body, and emotional health working together. Or spirit. Two more on this side of bass drum. Beautiful. Bring that foot back in to your rider on horse position. Inhale, straighten, lengthen through the body, and then release. And now we're preparing for our next companion moves. Daughter on the mountaintop, so shifting to your right, releasing your left heel. Followed by daughter in the valley, daughter on the mountaintop. Feel the left hand close to your body. Maybe you could almost bring your thumb down there through the center core. So the palms open up here for a circle, but then when they cross here at the wrists, the left hand comes behind and the fingertips stay up until you reach the bottom of that trail you're going down. From the tops of the mountains. 2 more on your left side. Last one. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to sink it through the earth. Shift towards your left, preparing for your right heel to come forward. Daughter on the mountaintop, right side. The left hand will still be behind the other wrist. That's simply because it's your heart hand. It's closer to the heart than the right hand. So it stays here on both sides in this move. And what is the outside hand when it's the right hand? I think it's any concept you want to think about or a person you love, you want to think about. It's that engagement with someone else. And your left hand is coming from your own heart to make for that engagement. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Bring it into the earth now by inhaling and sink it down. Let's double ground it. That allows your body to rest. And we'll shift our weight towards the left now to get ready to bring it to the right. So just shift over here, and we now move into daughter in the valley with our palms just here right above the shoulders, but the elbows really relaxed here. And inhaling through the central valley and releasing over the mountains. So inhale forward towards me. And then as you begin to exhale, you'll feel yourself drop back and the other leg will become engaged and back. The more engaged leg is always the yawn leg. Right now it's the yawn leg in front that's bent, the back leg is straight. And now it's the yawn leg in back that's bent and the front leg is straight. And that allows the toe to lift. And now the heel lifts. Causing what simply we call it as yinning and yawning in Tai Chi Chih. Yawn leg in front, yin and back. Yawn leg in back, yin in front. And one more of daughter in the valley. Coming back into rider and horse, open up the legs into the V shape. Bring the palms up, shift towards the left. Release your right heel. And come forward into the valley on the inhale. And going back on your exhale as you look over the view from the top. And it's a heart shape. Feel the softness of that inhale and the softness of the exhale. 2 more. Beautiful. Really nice. Okay. Now we finished with the 2 daughters, daughter on the mountaintop and daughter in the valley. We'll double ground this, and then we move into carry the ball to the side. So we're going to come over to this right side here to start this. Since everything equals 9, this is a 3 times 3 move. We shift over, bringing the energy into this yan leg here, and then the hips move there. Pick up the ball, release the outside leg, which is your left, and then we're going to move left 3 times. 3. And on the third one, bring in the outside leg. Inhale and sink, releasing the knees just a little bit there. And in that sinking position, prepare for the next carry the ball to the side, which is the second cycle of 3. And third cycle. Beautiful. Let's go back. Preparing for it. I like to put my feet back in rider on horse, giving some space here, feet in a V, and wind up. The weight is in this, this foot here, which is your yan leg. The yin leg comes out to receive that energy as you bring the weight across. Bring in the outside foot, inhale, and release. Wind up, prepare, and move. And last one, this way. And then we'll go back, winding up this way and returning to our peacock. Feeling the flow. Sink. Feel like you're just sliding across grand piano stool. The buttocks is not sticking out very much at all. If you remember your alignment, it all works. And release. Beautiful. Now we've got 2 forward back moves here coming up. This is first going to be push-pull. So shifting over towards your right to bring the left forward. Push, inhale first, and then push out. Let the palms come down a little bit, and then the fingertips come up, and then inhale back to the heart. Also called giving and receiving energy on that inhale back. In a circle. It's also an ellipse, like the shape of a football. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Beautiful. Wow. Notice how there's lots of chi now coming into your fingers and palms because of the softness. Enjoy that. Breathing out, breathing in as you come back to the heart. Two more on this left side. Last one. Good. Bring the foot back. Inhale and sink it into the earth. All that energy. Just one sink will do it. Now we're going to shift over to the left. Bring the right heel forward. to do it again. Inhale first, push, pull, exhale out. Inhale back to your heart. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Really nice. All right, let's double ground that one. We're next going to move into pulling in energy from the farthest star in the universe. And before we do that, I think we should drink some water. We need to be hydrating today. It's very warm here in San Francisco. So get some water and then we'll go on. And I forgot to say thank you so much for coming in today. So enjoy working with you all. And when it goes online, it's always fun. Pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe is our next move. It will precede the taffies, so we'll just go right directly there from this next move on both sides. All right, now you're going to shift back and forth here. Your palms will be up, ready to pull in the energy from the farthest star. When you get over here on the right, stop, and then release your left heel. And then pull in the energy in a circle. You're going through the sternum here, your breastbone, as you inhale here and exhale back. But your circle will start on your left side. And then move to the right as you bring the energy to the back heel. Here's your inhale. And as you reach the center there, you start to exhale. It's all very slow. This builds wonderful breath control. There's only one single breath here, and then one single breath out there. But don't push yourself if that doesn't work for you. If you can, work on your diaphragmatic breathing. It's really important to feel that belly open and then the energy move back towards the low spine on the exhale. And that transfers the energy really well through the breath towards the back foot. And that enables us to go slowly, but it takes some time to train the body to do this comfortably. I can remember huffing, puffing a lot to make this work in the old days. All right, let's go now and bring that left foot in and sink the energy through the earth. Shift the energy over this way to this leg. This becomes the on leg on the left now. Release the right and pull in the energy from the farthest star in the universe, a visualization. So take it in through the fingertips. Here's your inhale. Here's your exhale back. And make a wish. Or send that energy to someone you love or people that you love that you think might need it. 2 more. Last one. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to release all that energy into the ground 2 times. And basic tappy is next. So I'm going to turn around here just to go through a couple things. Okay, you're going to bring your left hand under or your right hand under. Left hand under will move you this way for basic taffy. And then the right hand under will move you this way for basic taffy. And then when we get to our next move, which will be the anchor taffy, you'll leave your right leg on the ground and bring your left leg forward, and the left hand will be under as you pull the taffy. You'll come back to center, and then you'll bring it towards the left. If it's the right leg, it'll be your left leg will stay grounded and your right leg will come forward, right hand underneath or anchor taffy. And then the anchor or your left leg will come in now and you'll stop. Then this next one of the tappies is circles taffy. We'll just do this one right now, okay? So sink and rise, sink and rise. Your feet are kind of in a V. Sink and rise and release, okay? So here we go, 1, 2, 3. Let's bring the left hand under right now just to feel that. And then you pull the energy to the side, sink. Inhale, sink, sink, sink right hand under and pull it to the right. And that's how that'll work. And the last variation, the third variation, will be perpetual motion taffy. We're just using left right now. Left hand under, lift up the heel, flex the foot, and release. Feel the energy move all the way across as one palm comes down the upper arm, and then the opposite palm does the same thing. So this is perpetual motion taffy, okay? All right, so that's just in a nutshell, seeing it with my back turned to you. I normally don't do that, but I thought I would try it today. See if it works. Okay, this is going to be perpetual motion taffy once we get through the other taffies. And now we're starting with basic taffy. Your left hand is under, and you pull the taffy this way. Basic taffy. Now your right hand is under, and it pulls the opposite way. And keep switching. The taffy is said to be heavy air or energy here that you're moving through without touching the palms together. Or it could be sticky, like sticky taffy candy. Whatever image works for you, you want to feel this with your weight shift. 3 more. Left hand under, moving towards the left. Right hand under, moving towards the right. And now we'll go back towards the left. Beautiful. Double ground it. Anchor taffy is next. You're going to anchor your right leg into the ground and bring the left forward, and the left hand will be the invite hand. It'll be underneath that arm. You open the hips here, and then you shift towards your left. Now the other leg is now the anchor, coming forward, right hand underneath, and then right hand underneath as you move to the right and sink at the end. And continue. Let's ground it here before we move it to the left. Rise to inhale, sink. And now moving it towards your right. Oops, I'm forgetting we need to go forward. Let's go forward with this. And now move it to the right. Beautiful. Now left hand forward, left hand underneath here, left foot forward. And 2 more sets of this, okay? So we can get it right. And last set, left hand under, left foot forward. And then moving back towards the left. Beautiful. Now we'll double ground that. Anchor taffy is really like a boat moving to shore. And when that anchor moves in, it's like you finally reached the shore and grounded it. All right, our next move, circles taffy. Preparing with your feet in a V first, it helps. And now sinking and rising. 2, 3, good. Now wind up here and move across to the right. And sink. Exhale there. Inhale to expand and open. 1, 2, sinking and rising in the feet. And then moving over to the left. And grounding briefly and starting again. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Right hand under, moving right. And grounding. And now moving left. Good. And I think that's good. Let's just ground that, double ground it here. And perpetual motion taffy is our next move here of the taffies. There's just 3 variations in the beginning, basic. That's it. All right. Now don't forget your heel step here. Left hand under, right hand under, right foot. Flex that left heel foot there as you then drop it so that you move from the heel to the toe here on your heel step. And see if you can stay level. That's the other thing here. Like we're moving right across with our head attached to a clothesline at the top. See if we can keep it level and still do all this. And you're moving across on your piano stool, grand piano stool here. So keeping the hips under like that. So the spine stays straight all the way down to the Ming Men here. Perpetual motion taffy. What a wonderful thing this is with the heel step. I really always love that. In slow motion, it's somehow so much like the Tramp. Old 20s movies. Charlie Chaplin. And return to center. And inhale and sink it through the earth. I'm always almost sad when the taffies end. They're so beautiful. Let's do it again. They seem to be a metaphor for moving through life perpetually with ease. That's what we want. Okay, our next move is working the pulley. Your left hand's going to come forward. Your left foot will be first. Your right hand will be underneath the hip bone here. It will move back and come forward like this. Exactly what the front hand does. Comes under the hip, goes forward again. It doesn't really ever travel up really high because the elbow is pretty relaxed through this. Otherwise, it could be uncomfortable if you bring it back and bring it up over the shoulder. So we really don't do that anymore anyway. All right, let's sink it into the earth, double ground it. And we'll start with your left foot here. We'll shift over to the right, bring the left hand forward, the left heel forward, and then the other hand is going to join it here. The companion hand has something to say about this. This is a cross body move. And you're going to swivel on the back ball of the foot and swivel on the front heel, and that keeps the knee, hip, and ankle together. Last one on your left side. Bring the foot back, semi-grounded here for a moment. And then we bring that was the dominant hand, the left hand underneath the hip, and the right hand will now be dominant. Here we go. It's a cross body move, and really we can, in this move, feel the other person's shoulder here, and then switch it to the opposite side. Even on Zoom, there's a lot of possibilities for the chi connecting or communicating. 3 more here. It's so pleasurable. Working the pulley is like we're working to pull a bunch of boats in or something. 1 more. Yeah, good. Like you're pulling a rope back. Yes. And let's sink it into the earth a couple times. And working the pulley has come to a graceful conclusion, and we move into light at the top of the head, feet in a V, light at the temple. Sinking down. Feet are in a V. Bringing the palms up here to the crown of the head, the back of the skull, if that works for you. Otherwise, you can do it forward. All depends on your body. Sinking and rising. Let it go. The light is the light of Qigong. It's the light of yoga. It's the light of Tai Chi. It's your light. Hold it. Inhale. Circle the palms here, which is like circling the symbol of the Tao. Hold the energy on the inhale and sink and rise 3 times. And then send your light into the earth and back to your heart with your left hand here on your inhale. Through the central meridian, exhaling down and bringing the light to your temples. Light at the temple, feet in a V, sink and rise. The temple is your thoughts, your speech, and your action. They should be similar. Inhale here, and then circle that energy without ever touching your head or the temple. We're at the temples. 6 to 9 times, and then we hold it here, inhale it, and then we're going to send it out into the ground in a second here 3 times. And inhale and sink and rise. Let it go. Into the earth and back to your heart. On the inhale, and sink it down as we come into our next move, joyous breath. Feet are in a V. You're going to bring in lots of energy on one big inhale, and then you'll sink it down 4 times on the exhale. Coming up to the balls of the feet. Inhale. Sink it down 4 times, perhaps dropping on the 3rd completely. Another set of 4. Joyous breath, make it fun. Perhaps add a sound like ha, 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 ha. And now one last one, we're going to add this one. Just blow out. Joyous breath comes to a graceful conclusion. We'll double ground this. And our next move is passing clouds. Feeling your feet in a V here will make it very nice. Let's inhale here to shift over this way, and then exhale across. And perhaps you'll feel a slight touch of the elbow, maybe not, but there's a little bit of forward back weight shift in this side to side one. So see what it does for you. It's basically passing clouds, indicating that as clouds pass, we don't even have to follow the mirror hand, except possibly outside, where we see all the beauty of the trees and the clouds and feel the wind, hear the birds. Passing clouds with all of that. In nature, it's pretty hard to just not follow the mirror hand, which is that one. So it's yogi's choice, or we call this your choice here. Theoretically, we're supposed to not follow the mirror hand because it's a moving meditation. I like to follow it, even if it is a moving meditation. And so you make your choices. Last one here of passing clouds. Inhale and sink it into the earth and double ground it as we move into 6 healing sounds, starting with the heart, left side, which is ho. Moving down that left side to the spleen, which is hu. Moving to the right side here, which is for the liver, and it's tsu. And the next one will be the right hand and the right foot. This will be for the lungs, sh. Then she will be the triple heater. The energy comes all the way from the perineum up, but it's she, both hands, she, right foot. And the last one is from the left to the right, and it's for the kidneys, and it's chui. And it has a figure 8 in it. So when you do it, you can turn the palms upside down, chui. And here, can you see the figure 8? You just turn them up, chui. Figure 8 is the infinity symbol, chui. Chui. And we do this 5 times. Chui. Okay, so for whatever reason on Zoom, I'm not getting any sound on the chui. But if once you know the sounds, you can just provide your own aspiration on this. But first we'll do it speaking. Left hand, left foot. Ho. Hu. Su. Right hand, right foot. Sh. She. Chui. Okay, now we're going to go back and just, you can put in the sounds yourself with the aspiration. Repeat. Last set, 5 chuis with the figure 8. Turn the palms upside down to make your figure 8. And it has a heel step too, if you haven't noticed. And let's do one more. Good, I think that was 6, but that's all right. That's beautiful. Now we're just circulating all the yin and yang qi that we put together in this fantastically wonderful qigong practice of Tai Chi Chih. And we're going to have you bring your left heel to your right ankle bone. Think of tree pose in yoga here. So bring the palms up and then bring your left hand closer to the heart than the right. Looking over the window of eternity and through it. And then interlace the fingers and bring them overhead in gratitude for probably 10,000 years of Qigong. The effects of Tai Chi Chuan, 6 centuries and more, probably many styles of Tai Chi. And then the work of Wen Shan Wang, starting in 1960s and 70s, I think, by definitely influencing Justin Stone and the effects of this beautiful Tai Chi Chih practice. In gratitude to all this, we come into Namaste. Have a wonderful week. And don't forget Tadasana, the mountain pose. Stand like a mountain. Feel the strength and resilience of it. Thank you for your practice.